Welcome back to another exciting episode of Cats on Guard. It's the only podcast where we share secrets from the sky, where actual airline pilots tell you what happens. And something really stupid happened the other day. I was flying a very quick day, one leg to Chicago, and then the company wanted to have me spend the night there and then double deadhead back to my base the following day.
What does double deadhead mean?
Double deadhead means that they're going to ship me like freight from one city to another. And in this case, I had to fly from one city to another and then to a third to get me where I was going.
2 legs worth of deadhead.
A two-leg deadhead after a stupid short. I mean, how dumb is that? Instead of just, I don't know, sending me home a day early.
Or find some other pilot to do it. Surely there had to have been somebody closer than you with 2 flights to do just to get to work.
Apparently there wasn't. So yay me. You know what's funny though? So me and my FO both doing the same thing. We go to jump seat home on another airline, and the captain and the FO walk up while we're standing in line to get our jump seat passes. And he goes, my FO goes, "Hey, I think that guy was my instructor when I was in flight school."
No way.
Yeah, and it was. How crazy.
That's wild.
What a wild
world.
It is a small world. It was very exciting to see that. And they had a little moment together. So that was happy, fun. My name is MC Howe. You are Richard Million. This is Cats on Guard. And this little experience the other day got me thinking about all the people we've encountered over the years and some of the things we've done with them and some of the things that we have done to them. Some of the silly, not so serious, which is kind of what we're all about here at Cats on Guard. So
You'd hope people are like lighthearted, but you got to work. Like you're stuck in this like 8x4 space with these people for hours on end. You hope that they're a little bit less than a stick in the mud, right? I mean, you're going to get the stick in the mud, but
that is the hope. Yeah. Doesn't always work out that way. For the most part, I think it does. I get along with everybody, as I've said before. Sometimes the only way to get along with someone is not talk to them.
yeah, that's true.
But sometimes when you're flying along with for instance, I've had this conversation many times, and I don't know if I've said it out loud, but it's not the same conversation. But sometimes we're talking about something so completely stupid and utterly pointless that I often think to myself, if we go down right now, and this is the last thing on that flight recorder that our families are going to hear and the feds are going to hear and all the world is going to hear, oh my God, how no one's ever going to want to fly again.
I don't think about that, but I remember you mentioning it to us when we flew together. Like, hey, whatever we do, like the end of it needs to be legitimate so that we don't, so the end of this tape is never just dumb.
Have you ever done dumb stuff?
Gosh, what dumb stuff haven't I done?
Tell me.
All right. Well, let's see. So the most recent thing I can think, well, not most recent, but one of the things that comes to my mind is like, if you fly a lot with somebody, you kind of get more than the normal chemistry with them that you would have had at random trips with random pilots, right? So
yes.
I was an instructor pilot at one of my jobs and at the cargo place, and it was my job to do what's called IOE, initial operating experience. So the person has just gotten, well, it could be for first officer or captain, but this person had just become a captain, and now they have to fly with another captain that's going to observe and make sure they're doing captain stuff properly.
So in your role as the instructor pilot, I almost said obstructor pilot. Sometimes that happens too.
A little bit of both.
Your role was to make sure that this captain knew what he was doing before you sent him out without supervision.
Yeah, so that they're qualified to be a captain, but you just kind of ride along and mentor the flow of things before you put an actual first officer in the other seat.
Yeah, because as I was taught a long time ago, there is training and then there is real life. And rarely do the two ever overlap. So, yeah.
That sounds about right. But anyway, I had when this person was a first officer, I had flown them for years on and off. You know, certain trips we'd get paired together and hang out at hotels or then overnights, and so we get along. We're good. We're really good friends. Well, it's now his turn to become a captain, and I have to put away what did he like to say? Take off the friend hat and put on the instructor hat. He liked to use the
Sure.
hats, right? So he's a man of many hats. Is okay. So when we get to the hotel after the flight and we go to the bar, well, now it's friend to friend hat, right? And then we get back to the airport in the morning for work. Now I got to put the instructor hat back on, and we got to put the friend hat aside. But I was eating a lot on that trip, and we were on a lot of overnights, and I'm thinking there's no way you can gain weight this fast. It's not possible, right? Like, have you ever
I
gained a belt notch on a trip?
I probably. I think that
Maybe.
trip I did with you, that first trip we went to the Brazilian steakhouse, yeah.
We added a notch to the belt the next day, right?
I'm
So,
laughing hysterically because my wife bought a new scale that, we're awaiting arrival, and it's gonna tell us all kinds of things about our bodies, not just weight, all bone mass and muscle mass and all kinds of fat content, and I can't wait to get on
oh
it on a
no.
daily. I know.
Well, anyway, so this trip I'm on, I'm teaching, I'm trying to be instructor hat, not friend hat. Well, my buddy here thinks that it's time to put on the friend hat and kind of, have some fun with me. Every time we land, this plane needed frequent fuel stops, so we were landing, I don't know, say we had for one mission for the day, we had to stop 2 or 3 times. So we were doing 4 legs a day roughly. But every time I get in the plane, I'm like, the next day, I couldn't fit in the seatbelt. Like it was the same seat I sat in this airplane yesterday. Nobody else touched this airplane. And I'm thinking like, did I eat that much at Logan's or like the hotel breakfast or what happened? And then the next, so I'm like, all right, I adjusted, I get comfy. And then the next day, I go to put the buckle, I'm like, it's tight again. I'm like,
That's
there's no way.
fantastic.
Yeah, so after the 3rd day, I've, like, had it, and I'm like, "This is ridiculous. I'm not extending my pants, there's no way." And he's just laughing away over there, and I'm like, "What is going on? Every time you get up and leave the airplane for the end of the day, I tighten your seatbelt like a half an inch." And I was like,
That's
"What a jerk."
Oh, no, that's absolutely fair, and the best part is you didn't think, "Oh, I haven't tightened my actual belt while I've been getting dressed every morning." Just what Oh my god, that's great. I love it.
Oh god, yeah, what a smart guy, huh?
That's clever. I love it.
Oh,
I'm gonna
it
try
wasn't
that.
actually weight gain. No, don't do that. Don't you dare. It's so rude.
No? Well, if I haven't done everything on this list, I'm gonna do some of them next time. That's pretty good. There's little things in the flight deck, though, that sometimes we can use to trick people. You ever play a prank on your flight attendants?
Yes, yes, I have. Have you?
Yeah. We used to have these reading lights in the Embraer, in the 145, that were up in the overhead, and they're kinda like the passenger reading lights, and there's a little swivel mechanism. They kinda protrude out of the ceiling a little bit, so it kinda looks like the eyepiece to a telescope if you think
It's the
about it that
eyeball
way.
light, right?
It's the
The
eyeball
eyeball
light.
lens. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's kinda cruel. I don't know. Come up there like flight attendants, well, especially at night, like, "How do you guys figure out where you're going?" "Oh, well, this is our, astrolab, how we navigate at night. We use this, eyepiece to watch the stars."
No, you did
So
not say that.
yeah, somebody did, and then, they stick their face in it, and they're looking, they can't see it, and then if you're really cruel, you turn your light on while they got their eyeball in it.
Oh, that's
I didn't
terrible.
do that. I never did that.
Okay,
No.
somebody else you were with did that, sure, yeah. Asking
Yeah.
for a friend. Somebody taught me about this, like, I don't know how much training flight attendants get or don't get, like, regards to, like, what the airplane systems are beyond their safety. You did it, right? I mean, how much did you know about the cockpit stuff?
Oh, I knew I had a key. I had a key to open the cockpit door. Everybody had one.
Okay.
It's funny you bring that up because I once had a flight attendant come up to me and he said, after 9 years of asking questions, I'm pretty sure I could get this thing on the ground.
Uh-oh.
And I just thought, oh, I really want you to. I really want you to try right now.
It'd
But
be
I do
cool if
think,
we had, like, a simulator that people could
can't,
try.
why can't they do that? Once a year, they all go to recurrent training, put them in the simulator, put them on a 5 mile final and say, here you go, do it.
So they do that for little airplanes. It's called the pinch hitter course, and it's for, like, the spouses of the licensed pilot that owns an airplane, and they just teach the spouse how to survive if the flying pilot croaks.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Has, you,
it's
has your spouse done this?
no, not yet. She, uh Well, we don't own an airplane for one. We kind of rent slash borrow,
Okay.
but we will do it when we have our own airplane specifically to land our.
Okay.
But
That's
this flight attendant knowledge thing got me thinking. A long time ago, I think we were doing like sports charters. Yeah, it was sports charters for the NCAA, and we had some flight attendants, and they didn't know much about what was going on up front, and I didn't realize how little they didn't know, or how let's just say how. Anyway, however we word that.
yeah.
So the captain goes, "Is this coffee decaf or regular?" "Oh, it's regular." And he goes, I can tell. We got a testing system up here." And she goes, "Really? You have like a coffee measuring system?" "Yeah, yeah. You dip your pinky in and you touch this button and it senses what kind of coffee it is and it'll check it." And she's like, There's no way." And he does it. He puts his pinky in the cup, pushes this button down on the pedestal, and he's like, "Just give it like 5 or 10 seconds to warm up." And then it goes, "Decaf system test. Okay."
Oh my god.
Well, you know what I'm saying, right? Like it's garbled, but it is TCAS. Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
TCAS.
Yeah. But they don't know to
TCAS
listen
sounds like
for that.
decaf.
Yes,
Oh my
but
gosh.
they're listening for the word decaf because you've been talking about decaf.
Yeah.
And if you're a pilot,
Confirmation bias.
yep, and it was like and they bought it. They bought it full, like, hook, line, and sinker. "That's insane. I didn't know all these planes can check for decaf or regular coffee." And I'm sitting there like, "So if you don't know what TCAS is, what's TCAS?"
TCAS stands for Traffic Collision Avoidance System. It is a system of computers that most aircraft have, your airliners all have, and it is a means of seeing other aircraft on your computer screen, and they can all see you, and all these computers talk to one another. So if there is a collision, they can coordinate a way to avoid it.
Yep. Yeah, so if you're not listening for this acronym and you're not familiar with that acronym, you really don't know what word that robot word in the back of the cockpit speaker said, right?
Yeah, and they're not like the current Alexa 2.0, who's got very human sounding.
Looks like an '80s robot, like a Microsoft DOS decided
Yes.
to say a sentence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they bought it, and then I was like, "That is just why are you doing this to the poor flight attendants? They didn't deserve." Anyway, we got away with it, and then I carried it on. I used it myself.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's why are we doing to this these poor flight attendants? I tell you what. Here's one that I don't know how this guy did it. I don't know why he did it because it was pretty cruel. And I will say it resulted in some tears, but it was unbelievable that he pulled this off. So we were going into Toronto. This is back in my regional days. I was the first officer on a RJ. So 50 passengers, only one flight attendant back there by herself. And she was fairly new within a couple of months. And at some point, he asked her, we're going into Toronto. He said, you going to have your international training documents with you because customs is going to want to see that. Very serious.
Yeah.
And she paused a moment and she's like, yeah, yeah, let me see if I got those. A couple minutes go by. She calls up. I don't have that. I don't even remember that document.
Oh
I
my
don't.
gosh.
So don't worry about it. It'll be fine when we get it to. I'm just like, and I'm sitting there just as a bystander watching this. And we'd all been flying together for quite a while as a crew. And I think there came a point where we were all very sick of one another. It was like 2 months straight of each other. So I don't know where in that timeline this occurred, but we get to Toronto, and I don't know how he did this, but he got the Canadian customs agent to go along with this prank.
No, that's wild.
And when they got on the airplane, they asked this poor girl to see her training folder, her international training documents. And of course, she didn't have it because it doesn't exist. And
Oh, no. What a
oh my God, she was like ready to go to Canada jail. She was in tears. It was cruel, but also hats off to the guy for getting the customs man to go along with it. I don't know when he pulled that off too, because there was no time.
these
Yeah.
pranks really break the monotony of, like, jetway, pushback, taxi, takeoff, land, taxi, jetway, but, like, the
Yeah.
monotony of doing all these flights, and then, like, You get to change it up a little bit. It's always at the expense of your coworker, but like,
Well, I mean, I guess we could start pulling pranks on the passengers. How do you think that would go over?
no, they don't like that at all. It's
They
now everything's
don't.
streamed online. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
one of the things I used to that was something I came up with doing was my first jet that had like the weather lookup on the FMS. You know, like
Weather
you
we call it the weather lookup on
I
that
don't know
jet,
what's the
did we?
what's it
Weather
called? I don't know, the
weather
button.
the weather radar? That?
No, no, the one where you, like, type in, like, arrival ATIS MSP, and then it, like, tells you what the weather
The
is where you're going.
ACARS? The ACARS?
Does that go through ACARS, or is that like a data link? Anyway. But you see, neither do I. Anyway, this lookup. So we're flying from, oh, I don't know, it was like we're going to, like, nowhere, Minnesota, Bloomington, Minnesota, or some
Oh,
really
you've just
cold.
insulted the people of Bloomington.
They know how cold it is. Okay, so Fargo, North Dakota. Here we go. Let's say Fargo. We're going to Fargo.
Fargo is the new nowhere, Minnesota, okay.
Sure. And I'm putting in the airport letters to go get the weather, like, so I can do, like, our briefing when we descend, like, "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we started
Yes.
our initial descent and current weather in Fargo." Well, I was like, on the way down, I'm like, "This is gonna suck." It's like -20 Celsius, snow, blizzard. So I'm like, what is it in, like, Palm Beach right now? So I just put the Palm Beach airport in there, and
No.
it was like, "Oh, it's 84, sunny, light breeze out of the east," right? So I write that down, and then I go put in Fargo, and it's obviously blizzard, cold, disgusting. So I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna play a prank on these passengers." So I start the announcement, or like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've started our initial descent. Current weather in Palm Beach is 84 degrees. Like it's at it's just, people when they're back are like, wait, Palm Beach? Wait, hold on, what?" And actually, in our destination of Fargo, it's actually 20 degrees below freezing and 30 mile an
You
hour.
cruel man.
Oh, got everybody excited for a minute, right? Like it changes up the monotony of the normal
It does.
descent announcement.
You know what? You reminded me of something I said the other day. It was the day before Thanksgiving, which it's right after Thanksgiving as we're recording this. I hope you had a happy turkey day.
Yeah.
Pulling into the gate and no agent for quite a while to open the door. We're waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally shows up and they'd move the jetway toward the airplane and then they would reverse and move it away. And they did this a whole bunch of times and it really took some time. Of course, everybody wants to get off the airplane, go to their destination. I'm watching this and I thought to myself, this is like that weekend anchor man on the news who's working on Christmas Day, who no one has ever heard of, stumbling through the newscast. I said something on I said, "Well, folks," I said, basically, I said exactly that. You know how on Christmas when you turn the TV on and the newsman is somebody you've never seen and he's doing a terrible job and, you gotta give him a shot, folks, but I think that's what we're dealing with our jet
Oh
bridge
my.
driver today
Oh
because it's the
no.
holiday. I got a chuckle out of that.
You gotta be, like, so close to home, or you've landed at your destination, you're ready to go, your family's waiting in the car outside, and the
Yeah,
jetway just isn't like, "Just get it to the door, I gotta get off, like, we're here, but I
yeah,
can't leave."
yeah.
Oh,
It
you know what was,
reminds
well, go ahead.
It reminds me when we used to park in New York for years and years and years, the jetway was broken, always broken. We had to get towed into the gate every time, shut down the motors, get hooked up to the tug, they tow us in. Years it went by this. Finally, one day, they got a brand new jet bridge, and I was the first one to park on it. And it was so exciting, and everybody at the airport was so thrilled. All the gate agents were just as happy as could be. We pulled in, we parked, it went great, and then, because they're so not used to doing it, they didn't shut the motor off, and they burned the
No.
motor off, and the jet
Oh,
bridge jet bridge wouldn't move again. So,
all that weight and you they blew it up on the first shot? Oh my
yep,
gosh, no.
yep.
You know what, not really a prank of sorts, but we talked about, like, being there, but you can't get out of the plane because of the jet bridge. So there
Yes,
was, you ever do, like, turns through your home base? Does it bother you? I feel like
yes,
it's a
very much
I
does.
I hate that so much, like, you can pretty much see your car in the parking lot as you're
Mhm.
landing, and you
Heck,
can't.
depending on the runway you come in, some people have had their remote out while they're on short
Oh,
final,
no.
starting
That's
their
what
car to get the heat going. Yeah, it's
that's
cruel.
something.
It's a cruel joke because yeah, let's just cancel right now and go home. Never
It's
happens.
like, I don't wanna come back to where my car is until I am ready to get in that car.
I feel you.
It's very frustrating, especially when it's like sometimes it's 3 or 4 hours. Like, one time we were waiting for customs, like, we did, like, an out and then a back, and then we had to go to international, and so I'm stuck, like, I'm like, "Can I just go to my car and go get some Taco Bell or something?" "Nope." Like, "You're gonna be ready any minute. Customs is gonna be here, like, they're on their way, or they're." And I sat, and I sat, and I said, like, "I am home. Let me out." Right? Like,
Do you think that people that work real jobs that sit in an office all day and they can look out their office window and see their car, do you think they have those thoughts all day long or
I
probably not
wonder.
for them? I bet it's not a big deal to them.
So I do that at hotels. I like to park my car where I can see it from my hotel room. Do you ever
Yeah?
do that?
No.
No, I just like to keep an eye on it. Like, I always see that I remote started it or that I locked it. I hit see the lights flash or something like that. Like, I don't know. That's just a thing I do, but
Okay.
I feel comfort in seeing my vehicle. Like, that's my little
That's good.
my
That's
escape
good for
toy.
you.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Thanks. Has nothing to do with pilot pranks, but I just had to get
No.
it off my chest.
Speaking of pilot pranks, here's a good one. You have window heat on your airplanes?
Like air heated or
No.
electronically heated?
Electronically heated windows.
Yes.
The big fancy planes have this. It keeps frost and ice and other things from fogging up our windows so that we can see while we're flying along. Well, that heat works pretty good. In fact, if you got cold fingers, stick them on the window. It'll warm them right up. So I
Please don't do that.
had a flight attendant come up and I said, you want to feel something really cool? Feel this window. And so she feels the window. She says, wow, that's really hot. Why is it hot like that? I said, because we're flying faster than the speed of heat.
Jeez. No, you're doing the space shuttle thing?
How fast is the speed of heat?
I don't know.
It's made up.
Surface friction?
Now
I'm thinking space shuttle here, yeah.
you're trying to apply logic to it. It's a prank.
Okay, so there's speed of light, speed of sound.
The speed of heat.
I believe you.
There's also
Yeah,
cold.
at the speed of cold.
That's why we use those little window ledges to chill our drinks
Yes,
when we fly.
the drink cooler ledge. I talked about that to somebody the other day. It'll get your soda cold in like 10 minutes. It's amazing. But don't put your arm there though.
No,
Bam.
but did I tell you the story about the time that the can of soda jumped off the ledge during landing? Did I tell
Maybe?
you that story? Did I
Did
tell
it
it on
blow
the
up?
podcast? No. So this happened to me twice. You'd think I would be smart enough by the second one, but I wasn't. Had it up there to cool down, and I just never got to the drink. We landed, and it jumped off the ledge, went under my seat, through my legs, all the way past my pedals to the very front of the nose. And I actually had to get the crash axe out to reach it.
No.
Yeah, that was the first time. Now, the second time, I remembered it was up there, and I thought to myself, surely it won't happen again.
You were wrong.
Well, this time I couldn't find it. And I took my phone and I turned it into camera mode and I started waving it around and it's not there. But you know what I learned? The avionics bay on the A320 is right down there underneath the nose cone there. And I never looked down there before. It's wide open.
You can see
And
right
guess
through your
what?
pedals to the avionics?
Yeah, well, you gotta really get down there and look, but yes, you can, and I saw it, I caught it on camera, and there was my can of Coke sitting down there right there, landed
Uh,
perfectly upright.
oh my gosh, that could have been so expensive if it popped and blew
Oh
up.
my god. Oh my
But what you said first about the can going under the pedals,
yes, sir.
I I wanna see this in, like, a caricature painting of you, like, hunched over the captain's seat, like, reaching with a crash axe under the floorboard where everyone's feet usually
Huh,
are,
maybe
where they
that could
go into the
be
lavatory with those feet, right, and they walk
yeah,
back up to the cockpit, those feet, and
yeah,
then
those
you're,
feet.
like, face first under the screens, reaching with a crash axe. Like, it just I wish I could see that, like, a picture
Well,
of it.
you know what? That is the one place where the 5-second rule never applies, but maybe I can make that picture our cover art for this episode.
Do it.
I'll work on
Get
that.
AI to do that. Pilot
I'll
under
work on
rudder
that.
pedals, reaching with crash axe to
I
grab
got
can of
I
soda.
I I got one more can of soda story. Jump seater or deadheader comes up. He's got one in his hand. He's saying he's standing in the back of the flight deck, like between us, right behind the center console, and he drops his soda, and it hit just the perfect. It had the perfect hit, and it exploded, and
No.
it shot up all over the
Like the
overhead
champagne or
panel.
whatever, like just a
Yes,
pressurized
exactly like
spray?
that,
Oh,
but from
no.
the floor up, covered everything, and we're all just kinda sitting there in stunned silence, looking at the soda fountain, looking at each other, looking at our
Everything's
white
dripping.
ever and he says, "Oh, don't worry, it won't be sticky, it's diet."
Oh, great. We're all good then.
That's okay, here
Pop
we go.
another one, Johnny, no big deal. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Alright,
Did he
that
get the
was
jump seat still?
of course. We
Oh,
don't turn anyone away.
what a good crew. Soak the
Yeah.
cockpit in soda. Good
I
crew.
think I think he was one of our guys. If it was an offline, hat wearer, maybe, I would have said, "You're outta here."
Ooh, oh, calling it out. All right.
Anyway, what else you got?
Oh man. You
Speaking
know,
of soda pop, I see something about root beer on your list.
is that mine or yours?
It's not mine, I've never done that. I guess we won't be talking about substituting root beer flavoring for soy sauce?
Not quite sure where that came from.
Yeah, you know what the problem is? We made this list, like, a year ago, and we're just now getting to it.
Hey, it's good. We've got a lot of material to cover. We do a lot of subjects, a lot of episodes to go. I mean,
Well,
yeah, that's all right. All
how would
right.
you get no, the soy sauce comes in those little tiny packets, like the ketchup pack. It comes in a
Yeah.
bottle too. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna swap out root beer for soy sauce, that is an elaborate prank. That's gonna take some doing, some serious
I don't know how or what is not recalling at the moment, but I can recall a lobby van time prank. Have you heard of this? Like,
tell
not
me.
a so I grew up on like if you're on time, you're late, and if you're early, you're on time.
Yeah,
You ever heard that?
sure.
Being on time leaves too much room for error where you might actually end up late. So there's this go
Today, I
ahead.
had to take my kid to the orthodontist after school, and I'm like, "We're leaving in 5 minutes. Are you gonna brush your teeth before we go?" "I'll get it done."
5 minutes go by.
5 minutes go by, his teeth are brushed. And there he is yelling at me about telling the story right there.
Celebrity coverage.
He just showed up right at that
That's
moment.
funny.
That's
That's
funny.
funny.
Oh, pause. I think I have to open his,
Alright.
oh, co he throws these Capri Suns in the freezer,
Nice.
but and then tries to eat them. He sucks them down, but he can't open them. So he takes me.
The
That was
pro.
easy.
The
There you go.
pro.
Enjoy. You're not. Lock the door. So you were saying
Celebrity
before I interrupted.
appearance. Yeah, you needed to pop the ice out of the bag or so. What a good dad. Here, I'll break open your broken Capri Suns. That's a good idea to make ice pops. They're already in the
Oh my
bag.
god. Yeah. We've been doing that for years in this household.
Man, I'm gonna let my kids are gonna be blown. Their minds are gonna be blown when they hear about that.
Yeah, but you can't let it get too frozen because then it turns like a solid block of ice. Like, his was
You
just
know,
perfect. It was perfect slush right now.
you know what you know how like arcades basically train children to go to casinos?
Yeah.
Right, the flashing lights, the noises, the things. So that reminds me of those Dailies, alcohol drinks they sell at the grocery store. You've seen those?
Dailies? No.
Yeah, so they're aluminum packets, they look just like what you just did, but they have
Okay.
margarita, pina colada, Bahama Mamas,
So they're
strawberry
adult Capri
daiquiri.
Suns.
They're yes, and you throw them directly in the freezer and they become slushy. They
My
just stay in
gosh.
your freezer in a slush. They don't ever
Oh my
completely
gosh.
freeze solid. Yeah, you should try them someday if you're in the mood for those kind of drinks.
Keep an
I
eye
used to
out.
carry a lot of them, but then I needed to get rid of the sugar, and those things are just a giant packet full of sugar. So sugar and alcohol. But anyway, so this lobby van thing, right? This is if you ask every airline pilot, they're on like team early or team on time, right? Like obviously no one wants to be late, but you'll get a lot of people that are like, well, if the van leaves at 6, I better get down there around 5:50. And I mean, I'll walk out of my room at 5:45. Give me 5 minutes to walk to the elevator, wait for an
Sounds
elevator to
about
come.
right.
Right, and then you spend a couple minutes kinda BSing at the lobby or near the entrance or wherever the van's gonna get you, and then you've got other people that are like, "Well, van leaves at 6, so at 5:58 and a half, I will walk out of my room, and I will put my bag in that van at 5:59 and 40 seconds, and I will walk in that the door will shut to the van at 6."
That's
So
because that person is maximizing their hotel space.
or
Absolutely.
rest or whatever, but
Yeah,
never 6:01 for a 6 o'clock van, right? Like
true.
allegedly at 6:01 that van should be on the road and not at the hotel anymore. So there are two types of people. There those two types. We had fleet captains. I don't know if it was a thing like there we had a lot of different types in the fleet, and like the fleet captain kind of oversaw the instructing and the pilots for that. It was kind of like a little mini chief pilot for that fleet, and he was adamant that 6 o'clock means 5:45, and I'm like, well, then just say 5:45, buddy.
No, that's
Like
not
that,
yeah. He can't
right?
trust you.
Like,
He can't trust you.
no,
He's a micromanager. That's why he does that.
he can't trust anybody. So I get on with this, but somebody else who happens to not be making everyone happy, he was kind of annoying. So I can't remember how this went. So we van time. Okay, let's stick with 6 o'clock for ease of numbers. We've already been talking about the 6 o'clock van, but at like 5:55, everybody but this guy was there, and he's like, "Screw it, we're going." We're like, "No, it's not time yet." Well, he should have been down here at 5:45, so just go. Like, well, that's not fair. The dude's gonna come down like a minute before 6,
Kids.
right?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, and then we were using an FBO for this particular trip, so we had access to a crew car.
Okay.
He's like, well, when we get to the airport, one of you take the crew car out and go back to the hotel and get them with
Well,
it's like the rental car thing.
that sounds like a very efficient use of crew resources.
Technically, I guess, but yeah, so we did. We went through with this, and I'm like, this is a real dick move to do. Like, why
Yeah.
are we it's not 6, right? Like, so we went all the way to the airport 10 minutes. I had to go check out a car, and that it was like he took joy out of the person calling and being like, "Where are you guys? There's no van. There's no crew. Where is everybody? We left, man. You should have been down here. You said van's at 6. Yeah, that means 5:45." Like, no, don't put after the fact. I thought it was maybe someone thought it was a prank. I didn't find it very pranky.
Doesn't sound very funny.
Well,
No.
just communicate what you want. What does 6 a.m. van time mean to you?
I'm doing everything you said. I'm leaving my room at 6:45. I'm gonna get down there by 5:50. I'm off the elevator, and then I'm ready.
So you just hang
But
out
I'm
before
not telling everybody else to do it that way. If 6 o'clock comes along, I expect everyone should be there no later than 6.
okay. So you're early, but you're not enforcing early on everyone else.
We're all
Okay.
grown-ups, aren't we?
No, I agree with you on that. I just like I'm kinda not I don't really have a side on I don't have a team on this debate.
Oh, I don't even think it's a debate. That's my way of doing it. In fact, I got myself a little nervous the other day. I was in a place, they had 50% off at the hotel restaurant, which it turned out was the best deal in town. So I got a little something to go, took it up to my room. They gave me a to go bag and I ate it. And in the morning, it was very early morning before the restaurant opens. And we get a little grab and go from the hotel, usually put something together. And sometimes they just say, just go into the little store there and take whatever you want." And I said,
Nice. No way. That's
well,
awesome.
I asked him 3 times,
Are you
"Are you
sure?
sure that would just take whatever I want?" 3 times
Lasagna for breakfast.
he confirmed it 3 times, and I ended up having to go back up to my room to get that to-go bag because I didn't have another thing to carry all of my, to-go stuff. So I was a little nervous about going back up to my room, I'm gonna be late, but I made it.
You know, I took for granted the grab and go breakfasts. I don't get those anymore. I'm not in a airline crew or whatever.
Yeah, you only get 1,000,000 points a year.
Yeah, here, womp womp for me, I
Yeah.
guess. But sometimes we leave the hotel at 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'm like, "Oh, I used to have a bag of food waiting for me back in the day,"
Yeah.
right? Like,
It's not that exciting. I mean, you're gonna get a bottle of water or a juice if you're lucky, a flavored juice, a type of fruit, which is usually either an apple or a banana, sometimes an orange,
yogurt,
and a yogurt, and for those of us who
pastry,
are
maybe?
you're getting pretty exciting now with the pastry. Sometimes there's a muffin, but yeah, I mean, that's all it is. It's not a gourmet meal. No.
Yeah. Now I have to rough it and wait for the flight attendant to cook me a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant with the maybe an omelet on the
Yeah.
side or
Yeah,
something
and
along
you
those
don't
lines in the oven.
you don't know if those are farm fresh eggs either. So, I mean,
Poor me. It's not grass-fed bacon.
you ever fly past out in Arizona? I think it's Arizona. Is
Winslow,
it
Arizona?
out in
Standing on a
Winslow?
corner?
Yes. Yes, it is out near Winslow, Arizona, Meteor Crater,
Yeah,
Arizona.
I've been there.
You ever yeah, so you fly by it, it's quite a sight to see, such a fine sight to see. Uh, it's it's a big hole in the ground.
It's a pretty big hole. You can see that from really far away.
Yeah, you can, and I didn't ever have the opportunity to do this, but I heard that it happened, so I'm sharing it here. Flight attendant comes up, they show it to her as they're flying by, and they're well overhead, and she got really excited to see it, and then she said, "Wow, they got really lucky. It just missed that road
What?
and the building right next to it."
Oh, the visitor center?
Yes,
They built that visitor center before the crater.
that's right.
And
They
it
knew.
just said, "Oh, yeah, it's gonna land right here. Build the building right there. There we go." Oh my
It'll
gosh.
be so convenient.
Oh, that's so plausible.
It
Nice.
reminds me of the guy I was flying with who he used to take his teeth out in flight.
Like
Like,
actual teeth or like Invisalign?
he had a retainer with one tooth attached, so, like,
Yeah, yeah, yep.
it's a weird thing, like, why not just get an implant or I don't know, but he would take it out to eat and just leave it on the center console for everyone
Oh,
to
for everyone
enjoy.
to see? My gosh. Hey,
But
what's your you're an Invisalign guy, right?
I'm done.
You're done.
I'm
Congratulations, me
done.
too.
Thank you very much. Yes, I
Just
have
the
now that
nighttime one.
I now have my Hollywood smile that I can
Love it.
do.
For those at home, he is showing me his teeth.
Yes, yes. No, fantastic. I hated every minute of the process. I remember the first moment I had him in my mouth, I got home and I was like, "I hate this." I said to my wife, I'm sitting there, "I hate this. I'm never gonna last 18 months." I lasted a little longer because every time I'd go in there and my doctor would be like, you go I went in there to get them removed and I was like, I just know she's gonna be like, 3 more months."
Yep,
And she was.
yep.
She was.
So when we're flying along together, do you know, like, if you're flying with, like, a germaphobe or if it's just standard is it standard procedure, like the retainer guy or an Invisalign guy, like, does it gross you out to see them remove it?
Well, no, not since I became that guy.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is it because you're in it, you understand it, and so you don't care if anyone else does it, or, like, how does
In the
that work?
beginning, let me put it this way. In the beginning, I was very self-conscious about it, and I would turn my head away, or I would do it when I was alone in the flight deck, or even if I had take a restroom break or something like that, and then that just got to be a pain in the ass. I'm like, "I need to get this out so I can there's a reason I'm taking this out, and I gotta get to that." And it
Yep.
just became, "Yeah, I'm just doing it." So, I had the stupid rubber bands too, and everybody could see it. It wasn't Invisa at all in my case. However, the guy that took him out and left him on the center console, and that was just a retainer with a tooth. He told me a story. He lived in Tampa and he had a girlfriend. And he said one night they went out to watch the sunset out over the water. And they watched the sunset and she said, "It was beautiful. We should come back out tomorrow and watch it rise in the same spot."
I mean,
I
that's
mean, on
terrible.
here on the flat earth, that is likely to happen, but,
Yeah. If you
you
look
know
in the same direction, you may not see it in the morning. Trying to think where I was that it was a rooftop Marriott lounge, LAX, that was it.
yeah.
LAX Marriott. They have like a rooftop lounge where you can sit and observe like 360 degrees worth of maybe not 360, but a good portion of the horizon is visible. And that made me think like I could watch both
You
the
could.
sunset and the sunrise
I
from up
mean,
here.
if you don't have trees and buildings blocking your view from wherever you are, you could.
Yeah. But the beach in Tampa faces west.
Yeah.
So the sunset's great, but you're just looking at the Everglades or I don't know, whatever's east.
Yeah. That was the
Sarasota.
joke. That was the joke. Oh, well.
I don't know. I enjoy both. Even why does it have to be over water?
It doesn't have to be over water. Yeah. The sun sets elsewhere sometimes, doesn't it? Mountains,
Sets
grass,
over icebergs in the
trees.
north.
Yeah. Well, it's just solid water. You could take an iceberg through TSA, according to you.
You can't have you tried it yet? Tell me you've tried it. You
No,
gotta take some
no.
cold.
Oh, you know what? I was at work. Somebody was asking about that the other day. And I said, absolutely, you can. And here's how I know.
Oh,
And
yeah, this guy on the internet told me.
yeah,
Oh, jeez. He has a cartoon podcast, and this dude knows all the rules. Just listen to him.
listen, you may not be able to watch the sun rise over the Gulf of Mexico slash America. However, you might go surfing there. You might be able to go surfing there. And here's another place you can go surfing down the center aisle of a big airplane.
Never heard of that before. Is this a sport?
It's unsanctioned, and I mean that literally. Back when I was a flight attendant, if we were ever on board the plane during a ferry flight, meaning no passengers, just crew, we're relocating the airplane to somewhere else. Stand on a serving tray at the front of the, like right at the front of the center aisle. And when a plane accelerates and takes off, you
Oh
surf.
my gosh.
You
Aisle
surf down
surfing?
the aisle surfing. Yeah,
No, that sounds so much fun and dangerous, but also
right,
fun.
right. Yeah.
Boy, it sounds like the insurance the workers' comp insurance people love to hear this story.
I had to ferry a plane the other day. We didn't have any flight attendants, so it was just the pilots that had to get everything. We had to prepare the whole cabin for takeoff. I mean, arming all the doors, making sure all the galley carts were locked down and stuff, and
Yeah.
some stuff that most guys wouldn't think about. That most girls who have never been in the back of the airplane, because I was, and I only thought about it this day because I had a piece of trash and I didn't have a flight attendant to bring me a trash bag, so I had to go back into the cabin and find a garbage bin. And when I found it, I noticed that not only was that bin not locked, none of the bins were locked. So I started going, all of a sudden, I'm in flight attendant pre flight mode from 35 years ago. And I am locking down everything. And I got to make sure that the coffee maker's not going anywhere. And this thing's and these bins aren't going to, when we took off, something flew out. I don't know what I missed.
You heard a loud
It was
noise
a
like that?
loud bang right behind
Must
our
have missed
head.
something. Oh my
Yup.
gosh. Oh,
Yup.
that's crazy.
That happened.
I remember doing that too. That was like a whole extra checklist, and they're like, "Hey, you don't do this a lot. Like once a year, they show you how to do it at recurrent, right?
Yeah, but there's not even a checklist for it. It's just like, hey, well,
Do
it's
this
like if,
stuff."
yeah, are our doors armed? Fortunately, we have a screen on our flight deck that tells us whether our doors are armed or not. But some of these airplanes don't have that.
Yep, yep. Oh
You know,
boy, and I don't understand. Like, why are we arming? Like, you might have to evacuate out of the back door if it's
maybe
the two crew members. So we're
if
arming slides,
if we do a nosedive and and our flight, crumples like a tin can.
and you survive and crawl to the back and get out. Yeah, yeah, that always happens. Well, I got one last one. Maybe this is not. This is PG-13. Can we do PG-13 on this podcast?
I'll warn my mother-in-law.
Okay. All right. Remember the friend hat guy, friend hat instructor hat that I was telling you about like 20 minutes ago? Yeah, the guy with the seatbelt. I got him back. I can't remember how I got him back, but now like he's a captain, everything is fine. Now he's gonna get me back for getting him. So we're playing this tit for tat game over the course of months. And I left my iPad, the company iPad with the charts and stuff on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I go inside to pay the bill for the fuel or whatever. I'm not at the airplane. He's in the plane. I'm not. Trips over. Everything's done. Turn my iPad off, put it in the bag, and I charge it without looking at the screen. And I go home. And the next trip I get, I'm doing more teaching with the new first officer, brand new first jet. Like this kid's never flown a jet before. He just got out of the sim, and we're
That
gonna
sounds
start
like a
training.
fun day.
Isn't it, right? And I was
Yeah.
excited, and it was like, "Hey, we're gonna have fun. This is gonna be great. Like, take your time, do everything right. Would just as long as we stay the SOPs, we're gonna be having a good time." So I said, after we engine start, we'll get our taxi clearance, and then we'll review it on the chart, and we'll head out to the runway. Everything's gonna be awesome. So he gets the clearance. I'm in the captain's seat. He's in the first officer seat. He calls for the clearance. We get it. I pop my iPad open real quick to bring up the airport diagram.
Mm.
and there is a giant picture of a male genitalia.
A photograph picture?
No, it was hand drawn. You know how you can edit the
Oh,
charts to
it was
mark down where you're
art.
supposed to. It was
Yeah.
handmade artwork from that awesome friend that I just did his training for. So he sent me off with a gift on my iPad.
He switched on the drawing tool on the taxi diagram,
Yes.
and he drew you a route to get
Yes.
to your
Yeah.
taxi.
It was an elongated route with a couple of little clouds under the elongated route. Um, and some hail falling from the clouds.
Oh, goodness.
So so I open this up and I'm like, so we're gonna taxi on, and I point my finger at the screen. I'll never forget this embarrassing. I was flush white because I mean I'm representing the company and I'm representing like the professionalism of an instructor. And this kid has never flown a jet before, brand
Oh my
new
god.
airline pilot, and that's the first thing he sees before we move this airplane. I'm like, I
Wow.
am so sorry. We tend to have fun with each other here, and it looks like I've been the recipient of, yet another prank here. So I'm like, trying to hit the delete button. I'm like, anyway, so we're leaving the
That's
ramp and taking a left, and then we're going down the.
that's a great tell me about a time story if you ever go on another
No.
job interview. No.
So this one time there was a genitalia drawn across the iPad. Tell
That's
me about a
great.
time you overcame adversity.
Well, I don't think that we could possibly top that story to end this podcast.
Jeez.
There shouldn't even be another after that.
So we ending on a PG-13 note.
I
This is
think
like the
so.
raunchiest our show has gotten so
Not
far.
raunchy at all. You used all the right terminology. Very scientific.
Fair enough.
Very very
Let
medical.
our listeners do the work in their head there.
That's
Uh,
good. That's another cat's on guard.
all
Oh my
right. Well,
gosh.
co-captain Richard Million is getting tired. Maybe I have more in me. We'll see. I don't know.
MC Howe is tired, and I already took a nap just before we did this too. I'm gonna go back and finish it.
All right. Well, you guys enjoy our podcast at home, and email us, catsandguard@gmail.com. Questions, comments, concerns.